right, welcome back. Second half of today's seminar is on networking and creating career connections. We're going to take a look at career connections as a important part of your job search. And what I put on here is simply applying for jobs online without a connection is futile. I heard a number of different people talk to me this fall about the number of opportunities they were applying for, sometimes in the 100 to 150 amount of jobs that they were posting for on a monthly basis. That's way too many. You are not being selective enough. And having said that, when you apply for that many as well, to try to have the type of intel and information you need to have to be laser focused on that job search, it's just you can't do it. Many of you struggle to take more than 3 classes at a time. I hear students that are taking, 5 engineering classes at a time, and their classmates say, "You're crazy, man, taking that many courses at a time." Applying for that many jobs at that many companies at a time is the same equal amount of lunacy. What you need to do is double and triple down on the jobs that fit your priorities, that fit your wants. And so we're going to talk today about utilizing connections and all of that kind of stuff in terms of building the type of following that you want and need for job search. So we're going to jump on over to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably in our office the favored tool for utilizing and building connections. It's one as you read through the book of Who Logic. We'll talk a little Who Logic today in terms of building networks and connections via LinkedIn. And so let me share my LinkedIn profile. Hopefully you have a LinkedIn profile, a LinkedIn account. If not, again, you can go to our engineering careers website, tap into our webinar section of our engineering careers website, which is right off the college's website. And you can see we have a great webinar, not only on job search, but we have a great one on building your LinkedIn profile and LinkedIn connection and how to utilize that from a job search perspective. We've got 2 of them in just terms of checking. One is from one of our employer partners, Darielle Gingler Hansen from Target, does a great job on just creating your LinkedIn profile if you don't have one. She does a great job of overviewing that. She's on our webinar series, and then I think Kyle's done the one. Either Kyle or Rachel have done the one on job searching using LinkedIn and connecting using LinkedIn. So those seminars, which will last 15 minutes each, can give you great information. We're going to walk through doing a little bit of that today. So here I am. Here's my LinkedIn profile. We're not here about building that. We're about building a network. So one of the low-hanging fruit that all of you have is beyond friends and family. You have this family called Michigan State University. Research shows us that above and beyond friends and family, the most useful and connected group you'll have after that is people that you went to school with. And so you've went to school with all these folks at Michigan State, and sure enough, here's 316,198 alumni, hands in the air, saying, "Hey, I'd like to help you out." And so they're out on LinkedIn, ready to be a resource, ready to be a source of information, whether to be a connection point where you want to go. So we're going to go down and we're going to click on alumni and see a little bit about them. And we're going to show a little bit more so we can see a little bit broadly. Where do they all live? Well, most of them live in the United States, with a big contingent of that group living in Detroit. From there, you see Lansing, no big surprise, as the next largest. Here's Chicago, here's Grand Rapids, New York, San Francisco, DC, and again, in order of size. And you can see Denver. We were using Denver in our last hour. There's 4,920 alumni, hands in the air, on LinkedIn saying, "Link in with me." Here's where they all work generically, regardless of where they live. General Motors, Ford, and Fiat Chrysler, no surprise to all of us in engineering, are 3 of the top employers of Spartans everywhere, but then jumping in Quicken Loans, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, going down the list, there's Apple, there's PepsiCo, there's Whirlpool. And so you can see some of the famous names that regularly attend our career fairs. If we want to go over to next, we can look at what they do. They're working in business development, operations, engineering, what they've studied. Maybe you'll find your major there. Maybe you'll have to type in your major there. And then we can look and finally what they're skilled at and how they're connected to me or to you, I should say. So of all these Spartans, almost 5,000 are connected to me. 44,308 are connected to somebody I know, meaning through easy cross connection, I can connect with them. And just under 240,000 are connected through somebody who's connected to somebody who's connected to me. So that's how LinkedIn works. It looks through these levels of connections. You can see, you can search by start year and end year in school as another way that you can select. This is looking at everybody. Okay, what I often tell many of you is the people that'll be most helpful in connections are people that graduated within the last 5 to 15 years. All right. So if we do the math there, and we're going to use it a little bit broadly, we're going to use a little bit of leeway there. We're going to go 1990, and then we're going to go to people that graduated, let's say by 2018. All right. So we're going to skip into that. And now it's going to pare down and take those oldies but goodies out, people like me, and we're going to look at 217,654 alumni. Just for argument's sake today, we're going to skip Denver. Another intriguing spot that I've talked to a couple students about recently has been Seattle. So we're going to click on Seattle. And we're going to see of all of those alumni, 2,163 are in the Seattle area. Okay, we're going to look around and we're going to say, of those folks working in the Seattle area, how many of them studied, and let's pick chemical engineering. We're going to make chemical engineering our engineering of choice today. So chemical engineering, 24 alumni graduated within the 1990 to 2018 timeframe, indicating they graduated with a chemical engineering degree, are living and working in the greater Seattle area. Where are they working? 3 at Amazon, 2 at Microsoft, 2 at Blue Origin, 1 at Siemens, 1 at Intel, 1 at Group 14. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go down there. If we want to see who they are, we scroll down. Here's Ying Yu, product development, chemist, materials engineer, chemical engineering of 2017. And we could connect with her if we wanted. Here's Atisha Bali. Looks like she's on leave at sabbatical, so maybe not a great fit for us. Here's Ben Peering, a software development engineer at Amazon, 2014 chemical engineering grad. Here's Matt Sass, working as a materials and process engineer at Blue Origin, chemical engineer in 2017. Now, if you notice, some of them say connect. That means I'm not connected to them yet. And some of them mean message. I'm already connected to them, so I could just message them directly. So I could message Matt directly and say, hey, Matt, I see that you are working in Seattle at Blue Origin. I'm interested in relocating. If I can spell here, relocating, Jesus, to Seattle as well. Would you be willing to connect and share some of your experience living out in the great Northwest? Go green. And I send that to him, right? Now, the hope is that he's going to respond to me. About 60% of the people that I'm connected with will. And so I might have to text him again. Maybe he's not reading his LinkedIn on a regular basis. Maybe there's something else going on. But I want to get some of Matt's input on what he's seeing out in Seattle, how hard it is to relocate into Seattle. We'll probably get into opportunities at Blue Origin for someone that might be an engineer from Michigan State. I might be a chemical engineer from Michigan State. So we're looking for that insider information, that connection. Here's why. If you are just sitting on Handshake, sitting on LinkedIn, sitting on Indeed, sitting in Glassdoor and applying for positions as they come up, that's great. But you think everybody else isn't doing the same thing as well? So those people that I talked to you about that were applying for 100, 125, 150 positions, and let's say for argument's sake, they're the best candidate for all those positions. They're going into a digital stack of resumes 200 deep, 500 deep, 1,000 deep. Even if they're the best candidate, how do I find them through that digital stack? Because most employers will sit there and work at, say, anybody above a 2.8 or anybody above a 3.0 or anybody above a 3.25 is okay with me. And maybe that breaks that stack of 500 down to 350, but I'm still stuck in that stack. And how do we get out of that stack? Remember, we're the best candidate in that stack, but how do we get out of that stack? Guy's got one or woman's got one position to fill. But in comes our man Matt. And Matt says, hey, Garth, I understand that you've got a position available right now at Blue Origin in an area you're looking for a chemical engineer. Yeah, I just talked to this guy from my school. Perfect. They want to move out here. Sounds all kinds of good stuff. I guess they've already applied for it. You should have their resume in that digital stack. Yeah, I do. Here it is. Hey, you should bring that dude in for an interview or set up a virtual interview during these days, right? That's how it works, my friends. You have to have those internal connections or you never get out of that digital fortress, that digital stack. Because not only is all your classmates and colleagues from Michigan State applying, but so are our friends and colleagues from Ohio State and Wisconsin and Northwestern and Purdue and Michigan Tech. And it just keeps rolling, right? So that's why we need the internal contacts like a Matt Sass. Now, here's our friend Carolyn. She's a biological chemist and chemical engineer. She doesn't tell us where she's from. Let's do a little check on that. She completed her master's degree in chemical engineering, currently reside. She doesn't tell us her employment opportunity. So we're going to skip out on Carolyn. Back. All right. And whoop, went back one too many there. Oh, there we go. Let's pick on somebody else. Let's pick on Ms. Garcia. So chemical engineering 06, works at Microsoft. Hey, I've heard of them. They're a pretty good place. And we're going to connect up with them. All right. Now, number of you will sit there and connect and you'll send right away. Mistake. We want to add a note. We want to let, is it Ying? So YNG, as a fellow Spartan and graduate of the College of Engineering, I'd like to link in with you. Now, at this point, a lot of you say, well, how do I know she wants to link in with me? Dude, she's on LinkedIn, or she's just hanging out. That's why you get on LinkedIn. I'm not asking to see pictures of your vacation. I'm not asking, your favorite movies. LinkedIn is the way people connect professionally. That's why she's there. That's why we're there. Let's link in. So, and I'm going to remind her that we're both fellow Spartans and graduates of the College of Engineering. So I'm going to tell her I'd like to link in with you. I'm also very interested in hearing about your career progressions at Microsoft. If we were interested in Microsoft. Remember, before we ask Matthew about Seattle, maybe we'd ask about Seattle, but I'm jumping over. We can also ask them about their experiences at the company. Go green. Start. And off I send it to her. Since I'm not connected with her, go ahead and send it, right? Now, again, about 60, 70% of the time, she's going to respond to me, right? Because I let her know we're a fellow Spartan, and that's why I throw in that go green at the end. Because when you give a go green, people got to yell back. They got to give you a go white. So that's what we're enticing her and asking her to do. Just like when we took classes and take classes at Michigan State. We just didn't walk out of our advisor's office and enroll in those classes. We went and talked to our friends, our colleagues, our fellow classmates. Hey, are you taking this class? Are you taking it with this professor? When are you taking capstone? When are you taking differential equations? Who are you taking with? Where are you taking it? And always trying to connect, get insider information, maybe build a cohort of folks that are taking the class with me, strength in numbers, and doing all of that. Same type of logic we're looking here as well. So you can utilize LinkedIn for all of these career connections, and we encourage you to do that on a regular basis. Now, in the last half of the seminar, first half of the seminar, I talked about the Engineering Society of Detroit and groups like this. Many of you are part of student chapters of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, or the Society of Women Engineers, or Women in Computing, or Engineers Without Borders, or whatever. Many of your student organizations have professional sides of that organization. Are you connecting with that professional side? Because many of them have job boards. Many of them have people that are willing to network. The Engineering Society of Detroit is all about networking. They have all kinds of networking opportunities. During regular non-COVID times, we host a big networking session with them at the end of every summer down in downtown Detroit, so that you can connect up with and link in with and network with all kinds of different employers and fellow engineers in the greater Detroit area. Now you're pressed to do that virtually. A little bit tougher, but actually can be a lot of fun and a little bit more individualized as well. The Engineering Society of Detroit, that's why they're built, for internal networking. So again, as we talked about last hour, from a jobs search perspective, in this half hour from a networking perspective, the Engineering Society of Detroit and groups like that are really key groups to be a part of. Now, I talked to somebody last month and they said, well, that's great if I was in Detroit, but I'm in Cleveland. What am I going to do in Cleveland? Well, we use this thing called Google and we found the Engineers of Cleveland Society. Join that group. We also started talking and found out that she was part of the Chemical Engineering Society here at Michigan State, and we found a chapter in the greater Cleveland area that she could join as well. So there's all kinds of networking groups and opportunities out there that I want you to consider. One of the groups that I want you to make sure that you double down on is Michigan State. So let's take a look at, I think it's it's alumni.michiganstate.edu. Last website I'm going to take you through in this half hour. And so alumni.msu.edu, did I do it wrong? Oh, it's just still, here we go. This is the MSU alumni page. By the way, did you guys know you're already alumni? Once you take and complete a course at Michigan State, you're an alum. You're not a graduate yet, but you're an alum. That can't be right, Garth. Well, is Magic Johnson an alum? Yeah. Did he graduate? No, but he's an alum. You're an alum, my friends. And so you qualify because there's no cost to being part of the MSU Alumni Association. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. I'm an alum as well. All right. If we want to get together, we can look at a number of different things, including alumni clubs. So we're going to click on alumni clubs and we can connect with us, all kinds of different alumni clubs. We can look at it by state. We can look at it by region. We can do a number of different ways. I want to locate an alumni club. And I'm going to pick the state of, we've been in Colorado. Let's go to Georgia. Georgia's had a lot of focus this past month, so we'll go to Georgia. So here's clubs in Georgia. Here's the Atlanta Spartans. Here's the Hospitality Business Spartans, and here's the MSU BA Atlanta Spartans. I think as engineers, probably Atlanta Spartans is the best fit for us. And hey, here's Shay Marlowe. Phone is restricted, but here's an email address. Here's their website. They have a Facebook page. They have an Instagram page. They have a Twitter page. They don't have LinkedIn, and they support Atlanta Spartans supporting students. So we might want to email Shay and say, hey, Shay, I'm interested in relocating or am relocating to Atlanta. Can you provide a fellow Spartan some leads and help? We might go to their website. We might go to their Facebook page. Let's try that and see what's up with the Atlanta Spartans. So Shay, looks like they have posted on January 11th some things about MLK Day. It looks like we can join the group if we want to. So we might want to join the group. Let's do that. We're going to join group. It looks like they have 1,300 approximate members. Let's say I have to answer a question. I'm not going to do that right now. And then once we join the group, we could look at their members. We could look at their events. We could do all kinds of different stuff. Again, insider information from fellow Spartans about what's going on in Atlanta, Georgia, if that's a priority for me. And so we can utilize the Alumni Association, which is large and strong at Michigan State University, in order to connect all around the state and all around the world, fellow Spartans helping fellow Spartans. 80% of your job search going forward after Michigan State is going to be based on your connections, who you know, and providing you opportunities. Every position I've gotten since my first position that I had at General Motors a long time ago, I got through internal networking, internal marketing, and people reaching out to me and telling me there was an opportunity available. I didn't get it going on a website. I didn't do it going to a job fair. I've actually never attended a job fair. I've got it through internal networking. Going forward, this magic elixir of career fairs and a job posting board just for you is going to go away. Now, can you still use them? Absolutely. There's Indeed out there. There's LinkedIn jobs board. I'm not saying not to, but I'm saying 80% of the jobs out there are never advertised, my friends. They're never posted. They're never done anything like that. You have to have the internal connection, the word of mouth, that kind of thing. And one final thought before we go to Q&A is this. Many of you are sitting there and going, oh, well, I wanted to work at this company, but they haven't posted and they're not coming to a job fair. I guess they're not hiring. Wrong answer. You got to go looking. 80% of the positions that companies hire for, they never post. It's just internal observations. So you need to connect up. You don't need to go to their website. You need to find people at that company. You need to ask them, hey, do you know any opportunities and any key openings for an entry-level engineer such as myself, fellow Spartan, however your connection is with them, and see what they may know. There are a lot of opportunities out there. You've just got to go find them, and not all of them are on jobs boards and things like that.